Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are here to do our part 2 for our July budget. In part 1, we covered our expenses, or we did our expenses together for our expenses section, which is this blue part, and then also our bills section, which is our yellow ones. Basically, our bills is just all of our bills that we have, and then their expenses is just everything else, which is things like savings for our cash envelopes, for sinking funds, extra payments, all of that good stuff. And then we also talked about the spreadsheet briefly. The spreadsheet is a template. It's free for you guys to use. The link will be below as well. And also, just real quick, just to mention, I did have a request, just like a question about this spreadsheet here, which is like a monthly one. This is like a lot more in depth and something that I used to use before I kind of fell off of budgeting and just did the simplest way possible. I have to restructure this template just a bit before I can share it with you guys, because I do have a lot of internal formulas in here that links to an overall data sheet. So I have to kind of like separate it out from my data sheet. But once I do, I can definitely share this with you guys as well. Now back to our yearly budget sheet. This is like our simple one here that is just overall for a year, just simple inputs per section. I do have a couple of updates for you. For our sewer and water, we did end up getting the amounts for these. So before we budgeted for $150 for both of them, and now we have the true amounts. So for our sewer, it is actually $153.75, which is the same exact amount as last quarter. And then for our water, it is $141.80. Both of these also already came out of our credit card, which is this little C icon that's indicated here. So I went ahead and removed this little strike through, since I only have the strike through if the bill has not been paid yet. I do have like the dates for fixed or variable bills on the left hand side, but a lot of the times we like to just pay it once we see it. And then lastly, to wrap up June, the remaining 3 bills did come out as well. $43.25 for my husband's student loans, same with for our internet for $121, and then for Spotify. So I'm going to remove those strike throughs too. So now we know for June all the bills have been paid, since we no longer have any of them that are striked through. And you don't have to do the strike through thing. I kind of just do it because it's just easier for my brain not to have to remember. If I don't need to remember which ones came out, I can easily just see like, okay, this one's not striked through anymore, so that one was paid. These still have that line through it, so I'm still waiting for these to come out, and so on and so forth. But that's just something that I like to do. You definitely don't have to do that, but I just want to also explain it a little bit as well. Now that we have all the numbers filled in from the part 1, if you guys do need any more information about where these numbers came from, how we are like a month ahead budgeters, and how we like to structure things out, please do watch part 1 so I don't talk your ear off if you're coming from part 1. But we're going to just continue off and kind of like break things down and how we budget into our bank accounts, and how I like to use like budgeting apps or a budget app to help me keep track of all of the outgoing funds and what was spent throughout the month as the month goes, because I find that easier than reviewing like our bank statements and stuff, especially because bank statements sometimes are very unclear and I like don't know what that line item is, and I have to like really like think about it. So it's just easier for us to just use the app, so I can just name it whatever, like if it's like a specific restaurant or specific items that we bought or something, however detailed I want to be in like the memo. So we're going to talk about the app. I think that might be a little bit easier. I did mention in the part 1 too that I would use the sinking funds and money envelopes templates that I have for you guys too, just to show you guys how I would use these. So I will do that for this month just to show you guys, and then we'll talk about the app afterwards. I'll have timestamps below if you guys want to cut through any of this. I'm trying to be better at timestamps, so if you guys can jump around if a certain part doesn't interest you. So let's just do that first. So we know for sinking funds our budget is $500, and then for our main expenses it is going to be for $1,000. Oops, I accidentally, okay. So let's just fill these out first. Since this is my first time using this and first month using this, everything's empty, but these are going to be set to automatically fill out the different expenses that you have. going forward, and the differences are also going to automatically fill out. The only bits that you normally should have to fill out after you do the first month is just the budgeted and actual amounts. We're going to do our July one. As you guys can see for this one, I did end up adding October, November, December on here. It's not on a template yet, but I do need to move these 3 additional months over to the template as well, so you have it. I'm going to try to add the first 6 months too, so it's just all done. The whole year is done and I won't have to worry about this template anymore, because I am really trying my best to just share as many templates as I can with you guys, because budgeting is rough right now and I want to be as helpful as I can, and I love talking about budgeting, so it's just the best of both worlds. So for July, let's do our money envelopes or cash envelopes or electronic envelopes, whatever you guys want to call them. You guys can always rename this and change the color, the font, whatever you want to do too. I made these templates all customizable for you guys in July. And again, here main expenses, you can also rename these too. Now for our categories, we have groceries. Let's actually do eating out first, then groceries and gas. We really only just have these 3 categories now. Everything else is kind of just outside of this, and it's just been what's been working for the last several months. And if you guys ever do need more lines, you guys can always just right click and click insert line above or below. You guys can also delete the lines that you guys don't use if it's just too much. So that's just an extra thing if you guys don't have enough space or categories. Now for eating out, let's go ahead and do our budget for $300. For groceries, we're going to do for $500. For gas, we're going to do $200. $200, normally we hit around $150, but if we make like an extra trip to go visit my husband's mom or something, it can easily reach to $200. We're gonna just keep it like this for now. We have been trying to eat out a lot less and eat from home a lot more, which we've been doing really well. We have like good weeks and bad weeks, especially because of this pregnancy. I've been having cravings, and cravings definitely do suck out our money, but it's okay. So we have our total at the bottom, which is going to be $1,000, and going back to our bills, we can see that our main expenses is $1,000. So this is good. Everything's distributed. These are the only categories I really want under this main expenses category. You definitely don't even need to do this. You can really just like insert multiple rows and just write it out like here too, like eating out, groceries, gas, whatever categories you want, instead of just breaking it out so much. Even for sinking funds, you can even insert multiple rows here. Just really expand this section. It's completely up to you. I just want to give as many ideas as I can to really customize your budget to fit in what you feel comfortable with and what works for you. For us in our budgeting systems, we're always trying different things. We're always changing things up, and there's certain things that really work and certain things that we feel like we could definitely still improve upon. Now let's go to our sinking funds. For our sinking funds, we only have $500 for our sinking funds. That is our budget. So for sinking funds, let's do our categories. For our sinking funds categories, we're going to just start from scratch for the most part as well, since our sinking funds have just been completely lumped together. The categories have not been separated out since like last year, so we're going to try to have a little bit more structure this time around. And let's just start with holiday. I always like to have a holiday category. This kind of fits for everything, for Thanksgiving, Christmas, for Valentine's Day, for example, like anything that requires, or I think we would like to spend a little bit of extra money on like Easter baskets, for example, or decorations, or for food or presents. So I like to have a holiday category. Next, let's do for medical, for any kind of co-pays and stuff. I feel like I'm gonna really have to beef this up, because this pregnancy, our insurance has changed and things are very expensive, and I'm actually very scared. But we'll talk about that in a different video, because if I talk about it now, this video is gonna be forever long. The next category that we have is going to be for our kids, for maybe any specialty like bulk items made for clothes, essentials, toys, diapers, wipes, anything for our children. Next we have is car maintenance. And for car maintenance, my husband told me that we actually had to renew our car tags this month, which is like $200 something. Next we have is our gifts and treating category. Our gifts and treating category is basically for any gifts like birthday presents, or for treating out for maybe like desserts or pastries or like a meal or something, like anything of that nature. Next we have is our home category. Home is just for anything home related, household items, detergents. Then I was thinking of doing on an am category, which is just me and my husband, what we call each other in Vietnamese. I don't really remember ever really using this category that often, but we have been playing a lot more games together, so maybe we could use it for like a game night, or maybe for a date if we ever do go on one, or maybe for a very special takeout or something. And then next we have is for our pup, which we definitely do need since we buy bulk items every few months. Next we have is beauty. Beauty is definitely one that we need because things are expensive. So whenever we do need to replenish our beauty stuff, like for me, for example, for my face, I feel like I need to have a category to have some stuff saved up. Otherwise, it will eat through our budget for the month. Next we have is unbudgeted, which is really exactly that, is unbudgeted expenses, anything that I didn't really foresee or think of, or anything unexpected. I like to have this as a holder for any of those miscellaneous categories, and if we do end up utilizing it, if it's like a one-off thing, then I kind of just leave it in unbudgeted. If it is something that I feel like might be a repeat thing that could be a great addition to our sinking funds and to be another category, I can just add that and adjust it later. But that is what we're going to start with for our sinking funds. This list is definitely a lot shorter than what I used to have, but as you guys can see, everything automatically transfers over to like the following month. And same with like the start amount. These start amounts, everything that is not a white space will automatically fill in, besides the first month. The first month you kind of have to put in your data in order for the rest of the sheet to work. So for whatever first month you start with, just put in the sinking funds categories and your start amounts, and then you can just fill out the whites as normal, and the rest of the color categories will just automatically input for you. Okay, I'm realizing that this is not supposed to be green, and this is not supposed to be black. Okay, I will have to fix that before I add it to the templates. For our leftover amount, currently we have $271 that I'm going to use that as our starting amount, since that's what we're rolling over. I guess since our car maintenance is so expensive, let's just knock that out. We'll just put $220 in there currently, and then we have an extra $50 that we can put somewhere. I guess let's put that in our medical category for now, since we're definitely going to need it. The rest of these I'm going to put zeros in. And then also the gray is normal. I set it to be gray when it's 0, so it doesn't catch my eye, so I can focus on the actual numbers. So I just want to talk about that. And then on the end part, it is normal if it turns green for positive and then red for negative. But going back to July for added amounts, we know for our bills, we budgeted $500 for our sinking funds. Okay, so $500, let's see where we're going to designate those funds. Let's do for pup first. We're going to do 50. We're just going to do the ones that we know we might need some cash for. And home is going to be another 50. We'll do 0 for car maintenance since we know that's kind of like, it's good for this month at least. And then let's do another 50 for gifts and treating. For beauty, I am running out of some stuff. I do want to start building this up so I can spend some funds for Black Friday. I'm hoping if I can actually last into Black Friday, but I'm going to try my dang hardest to have my products last into Black Friday, to purchase some items in bulk so it lasts me the whole following year as well. But so far it looks like we have $200, so we still have $300 to designate. Let's do for holiday, let's do 75. For children, let's do 100, and then for medical, let's do another 75 for our medical. So in total, we still have an additional $50 to designate somewhere. I'm thinking we'll just do 30 for mine and my husband's account, and then 20 in unbudgeted. And that's what we're just going to have for the month of July for our sinking funds. And then as you guys can see, everything just kind of rolls over. If you guys do spend funds from something, for example, let's say we spent 60 for medical, everything will readjust for you as well. But that is what these sinking fund trackers look like. So I'm hoping that you guys can find them useful. I mentioned earlier in the video about like the kind of like the universal monthly tracker or the monthly spread. This one already has the main expense categories and the sinking funds in there. It's a lot more in depth. So when I do get around to fixing that template to share with you guys probably won't need the sinking funds and money envelopes templates anymore unless you guys want to kind of keep these separated, but these will just be here for you guys to use if you need them. But let's just go ahead and talk about the apps. For the apps, I did mention 3 apps previously. It was like a couple of videos ago. I'll try to remember to link it in the cards so you guys can check it out if you want to know a little bit more details about the apps. But we're just going to do and focus on the Real Budget app. All of these apps I kind of just found just from surfing the app store. So I'm sure that there's tons more out there that maybe are better. Please let me know so I can share it with others that are also looking too. I like this app so far. It doesn't look like there's anything that you have to pay for, except if you want to share this with like your household or your partner or whoever. That's the only thing I saw so far, but I'm still trying to figure out the app myself and get familiarized with it as well. But let's focus on creating a new budget. When I played around with this, I think I had to go to budgets at the bottom. And as you guys can see, there's like little sections at the bottom. There's envelopes and then there's budgets. I'm in the budget section and I'm going to click on library towards the top right. And these are the 2 sections that I have for a monthly budget and for sinking funds. I'm thinking of, can I edit these? I can't even edit these. Okay, because I kind of want to rename the monthly budget, but it doesn't look like I can edit it. Okay, let's just delete it and create a new one. Let's call it cash envelopes. Let's call it cash envelopes. And I know it's not actually cash because we are cashless, but to me in my head it's like electronic cash envelopes. So do cash envelopes for a monthly amount and okay, save. It looks like we're currently in the category for cash envelopes and sinking funds. Okay, I like that. Can I like move them around? Select. I kind of like the cash envelopes on top, but okay, it's fine. I'm not gonna be too worried about it. But let's just do for our cash envelopes. So this drop down, I'm gonna choose this section, and then it looks like we can start adding with this little envelope to name our section. So going into our little spread here, we know we only have 3. So eating out. Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay. Eating out, we are starting with 300. Then we have groceries. This one, our budgeted amount we did for 500. Then we're doing gas, which is $200. So we'll just leave it like this. So we have our total at the bottom, which is 1,000. It looks like we can go into each one and put how much we spent in the memo for them. This app I'm going to just be using whenever we do spend money on any of these categories. I'm just going to pop in here real quick, add it like, hey, like we spent, I don't know, $10 at Target, $20 at Wegmans, whatever, and keep track of them in here. So I'll see the amount in each category depleting as the month goes on, so I know how much we have left. Now let's go to our sinking funds category, and we'll do the same thing here. For sinking funds, we have 1, 2. Okay, we have a bunch of categories. I'm going to fill these in real quick, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so I'm done adding them, and this is definitely quite the list. I like that at the bottom it has like the total, and we can see here that everything matches up, and the total is $770. So that is good. And I also like that when you do spend something from here, there's like a visual that you guys can see. Let me just do this. I don't know, bill. And you guys can see like the money that comes out. So it's kind of like a little bit of a visual of like the cash that comes out of your wallet. I wasn't sure how I liked this at first, but I think this is really cute and I do like to look at it. But yeah, so that's what we're looking like so far for sinking funds and cash envelopes. The only thing I kind of wish is like there was like a total of all of the envelopes, but it doesn't look like, or at least maybe I can't see it. Just maybe display options. Oh, interesting. Oh, hey. You can change your display options. Where's your general cash screen? Oh, you can turn off your cash screen in all envelopes. You change your currency, the dates. What is this? Name. Oh, here's where you can enter the name. Or here's where you can edit the name. Oh, you can also change the. Oh, that's pretty cute. So you can change the font and stuff too. I like this one. Let's just stick with this one. Okay. Or change it to this one. This is cute. Okay, I like this. It looks like there's like a community on here too, and you can add friends. The budgeted and spent remaining for breakdowns. This is pretty cute too. This little analytics here. Okay, all right. So this is cute. This is cute. So the only thing that I kind of wish is that it could combine it. I mean, I guess I could put everything under one category, but I like that I can have it structured out. And talking about that a little bit more, the reason why is because I do have all of these funds housed in our one checking account. So we have a short-term savings that we use to house all of like our income that comes previous month. So when the following month comes, we have all of the money that we need to budget for it, and I don't have to worry about a paycheck coming in on time or anything. I do have all these funds in that one account. 2100 plus 4200, that is 6300 that I'm gonna need in that account. And this is kind of just like the two sections that I separate out that I utilize for the most of the month. But I guess let's open up another create. Let's do maybe other expenses and bills. Other expenses and bills, I guess we'll just do for now and save. And then I'll have one for each of those categories. So we'll do automatic. Well, it's not even automatic anymore. I turned off automatic, but investments. We'll do investments for this month. It is $200 that we're doing. Then we have for our savings, and that is $100. That's automatically transferred. How much is this one? We did for our mortgage payment. The mortgage payment is already paid, but I'm just gonna still put it in here. Extra mortgage. We'll just do 0 since it was already paid, so we don't have that in there anymore. For our bills, I'm going to just put this in here just as a lump sum for this whole entire category. We're going to do 4200 is the amount, but we had some bills come out, so let's just start plugging those in. We had 22, 67, 80 come out for mortgage. Oh goodness, I like to look at that, but that is a lot of $100 bills. Next we have which one else came out for our sewer and water. We had 153.75 for sewer. So I do like this cute little feature here. I'm gonna put in the rest of the bills and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is what we're looking like right now with all of those bills that came out so far. And it looks like we have $851.99 left over. And this is what the rest of the little categories look like. So the only thing about this is I just have to add everything up manually. I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, let me just continue using this for the month and let's see how I feel. But we know for this one, the total of this like other / bills / expenses category is $1151.99. Cash envelopes, we know we still have 1,000. And then for sinking funds, we have 770. So let's do the sum of all of these because I just don't want to use a calculator right now. That is $2,921.99 that we will still need to have in our second checking account in order to pay for all of our remaining bills and expenses for the month of July. Okay, so I think that is actually it for this video. I hope that it was helpful to you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I've never said that before, I don't think. I hope you guys have a good one, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!